हेलो एवरीवन एंड वेलकम बैक टू माय प्लेलिस्ट ऑफ पैथोलॉजी मीडियम रॉबिन्स से हम ये कर रहे हैं स्किन पैथोलॉजी एंड टुडेज टॉपिक इज गोइंग टू बी अनदर ट्यूमर ऑफ द स्किन व्हिच इज बेसल सेल कार्सिनोमा. सो स्क्वैमस सेल कार्सिनोमा हम ऑलरेडी डिस्कस कर चुके हैं. अनदर ट्यूमर ऑफ द स्किन इज बेसल सेल कार्सिनोमा एंड दिस इज ऑल्सो वेरी कॉमन एंड इट इज अ स्लो ग्रोइंग कैंसर. दैट इज वन ऑफ द टिपिकल क्लिनिकल स्टाफ पेशेंट बताता है कि जी काफ़ी अरसे से मुझे लीजन है और मैं समझ रहा था कि ये नॉर्मल कोई पैप्यूल वगैरह है, लेकिन फिर वक्त के साथ साथ इट टेक्स टाइम टू ग्रो इनटू कैंसर. बट देन द गुड न्यूज़ इज इट रेयरली मेटास्टेसाइज. सो बेसल सेल कार्सिनोमा इज अ कॉमन स्लो ग्रोइंग कैंसर that rarely metastasizes. It tends to occur at sites subject to chronic sun exposure in lightly pigmented individuals. So chronic sun exposure वाले जो areas आपकी body के हैं, including your face, including your extremities, these are the areas which are usually not covered and they are exposed to sunlight, right? And also the light pigmented people, यानी जो ज़्यादा fair people हैं perhaps, they are more prone to this particular tumor. अगर हम पैथोजेनेसिस की बात करें, सो एट द मोलेकुलर लेवल a few genetic variants have been identified to be linked with basal cell carcinoma, and the molecular hallmark of this tumor is loss of function mutation in pitch1 gene, PTCH1, which is the tumor suppressor gene. Obviously, when it's a tumor suppressor gene, so what will be the job of tumor suppressor gene? So if there is a gene which is labeled as a tumor suppressor, it is kind of going to block tumor formation, or it is anti-proliferative. It is going to block proliferation. If there is a loss of function mutation in this gene, which would mean कि ये gene काम नहीं करेगी, this gene is not going to work. If this gene is not going to work, what will happen? That the tumor suppressing effect will be lost and there will be tumor formation. So that's how tumor suppressor genes work. We talked about P53 in squamous cell carcinoma, if you remember. That's another tumor suppressor gene which is mutated very frequently in squamous cell carcinoma, and pitch1 is a very common tumor suppressor gene which is found mutated in basal cell carcinoma. It basically negatively regulates hedgehog signaling if this gene is mutated by a loss of function mutation. So the function of this gene is no more there and the negative inhibition of hedgehog signaling is no more there, which means there is constitutive expression, यानी ये pathway फिर activate हो जाएगा. That's how it works, right? And what happens अगर ये hedgehog signaling pathway activate हो जाता है? It activates several downstream genes implicated in cell growth and cell survival. So overall effect ये होता है कि cell growth बढ़ जाती है and there is increased cell survival, and these are like hallmarks of tumor, right? In sporadic basal cell carcinoma, pitch1 mutations bear the telltale sign of UV light induced DNA damage. So you see, also we discussed this in squamous cell carcinoma. Ultraviolet radiation exposure is very common in causing these mutations. The word sporadic here means that this is not a germline mutation, this is not genetically transferred, it happens suddenly, sporadically in one of the cells because of UV exposure. Okay. The central role of increased hedgehog signaling in basal cell carcinoma is further emphasized by Gorlin syndrome. Medicine is full of fancy names and fancy syndromes. One of them here is Gorlin syndrome. This is an autosomal dominant condition caused by inherited defects in pitch1 that is associated with familial basal. So basal carcinoma basically can be sporadic variety, it can also be familial variety, okay? The familial variety is associated with Gorlin syndrome. The hedgehog pathway is an important regulator of embryonic development, and we have discussed in detail in the Langman's embryology lectures कि hedgehog signaling किस तरह control करती है हमारी development को. Okay? Patients with Gorlin syndrome, जो कि familial disturbance है hedgehog pathway में, they often manifest subtle developmental anomalies as well, because अगर hedgehog pathway में problem है, so not only that this tumor will happen, basal cell carcinoma, but also there will be abnormal development at some site of the body. So this is why it is expected कि you will see Gorlin syndrome के patients में not only basal cell carcinoma but other developmental anomalies as well. Mutations in P53 caused by ultraviolet light induced damage also are found common in both categories, in familial as well as sporadic tumors. So remember, basal cell carcinoma comes in two flavors. One is familial, the other one is sporadic. Okay. Clinically, it is estimated that more than 1 million basal cell carcinomas are treated in United States, and that's a huge health burden. By far, the most common risk factor is cumulative sun exposure. Basal cell carcinoma is more common in warm southern hemispheres, and this is more common in light-skinned people. Individual tumors usually are cured by local excision, because मैंने start में आपको बताया था कि metastasis rare है इसमें. But approximately 40% of the patients develop another basal cell carcinoma within 5 years. So ये होता basically इस तरह कि ये आपका epidermis है, नीचे यहाँ पे dermis होगा, and this is then the basal layer of epidermis, and then 4 more layers, right? Now suppose if this cell becomes mutated and it goes on to develop a clone which forms basal cell carcinoma, और आपने इसको locally excise कर दिया. लेकिन ये भी तो हो सकता है कि किसी और सेल में म्यूटेशन स्टार्ट हो चुकी हो, कुछ अर्से बाद यहाँ भी ट्यूमर बन जाए. So that's very much possible. Also, when you are excising a tumor, it is possible that you leave a few tumor cells behind which take time and then they grow again. So relapse is a common phenomena in any tumor, and basal cell carcinoma में भी ये exhibit होता है. Metastasis is exceedingly rare. That's a very important clinical stuff. Very, very rare basal cell carcinoma. Hedgehog pathway inhibitors are used to treat locally advanced or metastatic tumor, but इसकी success rate इतनी ज़्यादा नहीं है. If you ask me, mostly we treat them by excision. Okay. Now we also have to pay a little bit of attention to the morphology or the histopathology of basal cell carcinoma. They are pearly papules, often with prominent dilated subepidermal blood vessels. So if you look at the lesion, you will see that there is a lot of angiogenesis in the lesion. Okay, it does not look like ulcerative lesion like squamous cell carcinoma. You see the difference. This is a squamous cell carcinoma, and you see here this is basal cell carcinoma. Also, on histology, you see nest of cells which are atypical cells, tumor cells, interspersed in the fibrotic area. Okay, and particularly ये एक जो white area दिख रहा है, this is basically an artifact जो slide preparation में बनता है, but this is characteristic. This artifact is actually characteristic of basal cell carcinoma, because here we have a lot of cells in there, and then there is fibrous tissue. So when you make the sections, they kind of peel off away from each other, and they give this artifact, which is regular artifact you see in slide preparations of basal cell carcinoma. So what I teach my students is, if you see a history where they're talking about a fair-skinned person with a lot of sun exposure and having this lesion, and they are pointing you towards basal cell carcinoma, and they give this image, this is almost diagnostic of basal cell carcinoma. Okay, so that's all about basal cell carcinoma. Next tumor की बात करेंगे अगले वीडियो में. Take care of yourself.